Kung Fu Panda 4 is officially here, and of course, 2024 is the year of the dragon, according to Chinese zodiac, so it's going to be an interesting one. But what do we need to know about Kung Fu Panda 4? As the official trailer of the movie is here, let's talk about it. After 8 years away from the big screen, the most beloved fighting panda in the world is finally making a comeback to entertain us in movie theaters. Today, we finally got a first glimpse at what to expect from Kung Fu Panda 4 as the first trailer dropped, and it's as action-packed and funny as we expected. The adventure hits theaters on March 8th, 2024. So what's next for the Dragon Warrior? After revealing the huge secret of Chinese martial arts and realizing he had to be the one to bring his family of pandas, who live in secret, together with the rest of the world, Po is ready to embark on his next journey. He'll need to use his legendary fighting skills to protect what he cares about, but will he succeed? This time, Po has been invited to be the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, which means his next big challenge will be to slow down and relax. However, before he can assume his job as Dragon Warrior, Po must first train a new fierce beast. This raises multiple problems, as Po really isn't known to be peaceful, and even worse, he needs to find a new Dragon Warrior. But the peace is going to be disrupted by a villain. How? Well, the peace does not last long, as the villain, Chameleon, a formidable sorceress, appears out of nowhere. Chameleon can shapeshift into a variety of strong beings and has her sights set on Po's Staff of Wisdom. It turns out this mystery object will allow her to transform into all of the previous master villains that Po has bravely destroyed. But of course, Po will need some assistance here. Po needs some new pals in his mission to stop Chameleon, and he finds them in the shape of Zhen, a feisty fox thief. They don't get along well at first, but they must work together to stop Chameleon. Throughout this process, Po discovers that heroes, like him, come from a variety of unexpected locations. Besides dealing with the burden of facing his strongest enemy yet, Po will have to look for a replacement, as he knows that he can't be the Dragon Warrior forever. The way he got the role in the first place was controversial enough, and the fact that Grandmaster Oogway always vouched for him made a big difference in regard to how the Kung Fu community looked at him first. Since Po knows that the process to find a successor can be messy, to say the least, he'll try to find a worthy fighter while he can still do it without any major pressure on his shoulders. So what's at stake? As with any Kung Fu Panda film, there's a lot at stake. Along with Zhen, Po and his friends, the Furious Five, are facing a formidable threat that could jeopardize the peace and balance of their world. The trailer hints at the return of Tai Lung, the fearsome villain from the first film, thanks to the Chameleon's dark magic. There is all the possibility of the return of all the previous villains, siding with Po to fight this new villain, resulting in their redemption arcs. The stakes are higher than ever, and Po must once again step up as the Dragon Warrior to protect his friends and the entire valley from his new menace. But if you pay attention, there are some inconsistencies in the trailer you might notice while watching. For example, Po is meditating beneath the peach tree of heavenly wisdom. He's trying to meditate to attain inner peace. According to Shifu, this could be explained as something that some masters may take decades to acquire within a cave, and it was something he was aiming to achieve himself in Kung Fu Panda. However, once Po confronted Lord Shen and embraced himself for who he was, regardless of his background, we were told that he had discovered inner peace. Now the question that comes here, why is it something that Po is struggling with once again? We understand that Po will evolve and alter with time, that he will continue to need to accept the new version of himself that is being created via every new adventure and duty that comes his way, but some people are still finding it difficult to comprehend why Po would be struggling with something that he's already mastered. From our understanding of Po, he's progressed well beyond the desire to attain inner peace. He has mastered Qi and can train masters of many species from all across China. But the meditation was intended to be followed by an epic clash with a stingray. This was something that many people considered really cool, so we'll see if Po is going to be successful this time with finding the true peace within himself. But there are a lot of other cool things that you will watch in the movie. Of course, Po is finally going to be revealed as the Dragon Warrior, complete with the cape, headgear, and all of the Kung Fu excellency that he has always desired since the beginning of Kung Fu Panda. And with that, it even appears that he is strolling across the same bridge that he dreamed of at the opening of Kung Fu Panda. This is truly a fantastic job that is being done by the creators of the movie. What it shows is that Po has been, indeed, on the top of the game and has been able to achieve what he wanted from the very beginning, which also means that Po is going to face some serious challenges while dealing with a bunch of other stuff. Now, if we talk about the villain of Kung Fu Panda 4 in a little detail, there's so much to look for. This villain, known as the Chameleon, is without a doubt going to be the biggest challenge that Po will be facing in this new adventure. Now, she's characterized as a little lizard with the ability to shapeshift into any creature, large or small. Her obvious purpose is to obtain the kung fu of each master villain that Po has dispatched to the spirit realm. To do this, the film's official synopsis reveals her aim to obtain the Staff of Wisdom, which would grant her the ability to summon all master villains. Now it appears that the Staff of Wisdom is the staff that Master Ugu presented upon Po in the spirit realm at the end of Kung Fu Panda 3. This is something that is going to be more like a key for Chameleon to break into the spirit realm. But there's one more question. Why would Chameleon wish to take Kung Fu from the master villain? From our understanding, Oogway created Kung Fu as a means of self-defense. His studies in the mountains, looking over the Valley of Peace near to the Pool of Sacred Tears, was what sculpted Kung Fu into reality. So does that mean Chameleon's taking Kung Fu wisdom from these master villains? Is she taking their memories, or is she taking a portion of their souls? Well, from what we were shown of the Chameleon using the Staff of Wisdom to take the Kung Fu from Tai Lung, it looks like a move that appears to be very similar to stealing Qi, but instead of being able to completely control someone's entire being, the master's body is left alive with free will. But if the Chameleon wrongs all of Po's former foes, what's stopping them from banding together to destroy her in the end? Now that's what we are going to watch in the movie, because the whole idea is basically something like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because apparently all of those villains will return at some point in the story. The Chameleon herself is not going to be alone in the movie. She has an entire army of lizards to back her up, which means that Po will have to create a new army. Which will be something really interesting to watch, as Po will be gathering some new friends to get himself supported and assisted at the same time. Something that is also bothering viewers here is the fact that Po has to gather a whole new army in order for him to defeat the villain. The fact that Po is not going to utilize the skills of all the other fighters which were there in the previous parts of the movie is what's bugging fans the most. But we'll see how all of it is going to come along in the movie. It seems like the creators of the movie have left some surprises for us over there. So at this point, time is the only thing that is going to tell everything. As the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, Po must recruit and train a new dragon warrior. And based on previous movie descriptions, that appears to be Zhen now. And there are some interesting ideas that could be explored through the introduction of Zhen. The idea that there's a warrior who is not the conventional hero is something that is very reminiscent of the original Kung Fu Panda. No one would have expected that Po could be such a strong, enlightened, and powerful warrior because he was a big fat panda. So it stands to reason that the next dragon warrior would be someone with a dark past, possibly a villain who had dabbled in the criminal underground but is now being redeemed as a result of her connection with Po. Which, in our opinion, could be something very interesting in the movie. But there's another thing that seems to be missing in Kung Fu Panda 4, and that's the Furious 5. And a lot of people are wondering that the Furious 5 was there in the previous parts of the movie, but can be seen nowhere in Kung Fu Panda 4. As we know that they've been by Po's side through every adventure thus far. But apart from that, we're hoping to see some great stuff in the upcoming Kung Fu Panda 4. What do you guys think? Do you think Po will be able to overcome all the challenges by watching the trailer? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to always stay updated with more of such interesting content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.